the top 10 most developed and powerful African countries in 2025. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Angola. The capital is Luanda. For decades, Angola's story was defined by a devastating civil war, but today it's a story of remarkable reconstruction, fueled by immense natural wealth. Oil. Angola is sub-Saharan Africa's second-largest oil producer, and this black gold is the lifeblood of its economy, funding everything from new roads to entire cities. Diamonds. The country is also a top global producer of high-quality diamonds, adding another layer of mineral wealth to its treasury. But the real story is the pivot away from total resource dependency. You can feel the rebuild in motion. Big energy projects like new hydroelectric dams and massive port expansions, such as the Libido Corridor, are not just rebuilding Angola, they're boosting its regional influence and connecting Central Africa to global markets. With a nominal GDP hovering around $95 billion and a much larger PPP of over $200 billion, its economic weight is significant. The challenge remains diversifying away from oil and tackling inequality, but Angola's trajectory is one of undeniable power. At number 9, we have Tunisia. The capital is Tunis. While it may not have the sheer resource wealth of others on this list, Tunisia's power lies in its people and its strategic position as a bridge between Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. High literacy. Tunisia boasts one of the most educated populations in Africa. This human capital is the foundation for its growing knowledge economy, particularly in IT services and engineering. Strong healthcare. The country is a regional hub for medical tourism, a testament to the quality of its healthcare system, which is among the continent's best. Solid roads. Decades of investment in infrastructure mean that Tunisia is well connected, facilitating trade and tourism. Its economy is diversified, with significant sectors in automotive parts, aerospace, and textiles. Its GDP is near $60 billion, with a PPP of around $170 billion. While recent political instability and youth unemployment are significant hurdles, Tunisia's strong fundamentals and educated workforce give it a resilient and influential edge in North Africa. Coming in at number 8 is Ghana. The capital is Accra. Long considered a model for the continent, Ghana's power is built on a foundation of political stability and a dynamic, forward-looking economy. Rock-steady democracy. In a region often marked by turmoil, Ghana stands out as a beacon of democratic governance, which attracts foreign investment and fosters a stable business environment. Booming digital services. Ghana is at the forefront of West Africa's digital revolution. It's a leader in mobile money adoption and is nurturing a vibrant startup ecosystem that's solving local problems with global potential. Gold, cocoa. These two commodities have long been the pillars of Ghana's economy, and it remains one of the world's top producers of both. But the country is actively diversifying. Manufacturing is climbing, especially in automotive assembly and pharmaceuticals, signaling a shift towards a more complex and resilient economy. With a GDP of about $90 billion and a PPP approaching $230 billion, Ghana's economic influence is substantial. Its main challenge is managing its public debt, but its strong governance and diversified growth model make it a key player for 2025. At number 7, we find the gateway to East Africa, Kenya. The capital is Nairobi. Kenya has firmly established itself as the region's economic, financial, and technological hub. Mobile money. Kenya pioneered the mobile money revolution with M-Pesa, transforming its economy and becoming a global case study in financial inclusion. Startups. Fintech. This early innovation has blossomed into a thriving tech ecosystem, making Nairobi the undisputed Silicon Savannah of Africa, attracting venture capital from around the world. Tourism. Kenya's iconic wildlife and stunning landscapes make tourism a cornerstone of its economy, providing vital foreign exchange. And a relatively advanced agriculture sector, particularly in tea and horticulture, is powering growth in exports. As the host for many international organizations and corporations, Kenya's diplomatic and commercial influence extends across the continent. Its GDP is roughly $130 billion, but its purchasing power parity is a mighty $350 billion. While it grapples with debt and inequality, Kenya's role as East Africa's anchor economy is secure. Number 6 takes us to the largest country in Africa by land area, Algeria. The capital is Algiers. Algeria is a regional heavyweight, wielding significant power through its immense energy reserves and formidable military. Oil. Gas. Algeria is a dominant force in the global energy market, a top natural gas exporter to Europe, and a major oil producer. This energy wealth gives it significant geopolitical leverage and funds a generous social welfare system. A well-resourced military and big foreign reserves give it a powerful voice in regional security, particularly in the Sahel, and provide a buffer against economic shocks. Infrastructure keeps expanding, with ambitious projects aimed at improving connectivity across its vast territory. The government is also pushing for economic diversification, but progress has been slow. Its nominal GDP is near $200 billion, but its PPP is a colossal $600 billion plus. The key challenge is weaning its economy off hydrocarbons and creating jobs for its young population, but its energy and military power are undeniable. Breaking into the top 5 is the diplomatic capital of the continent, Ethiopia. The capital is Addis Ababa. With one of Africa's largest populations and fastest-growing economies, Ethiopia is a giant awakening. Rapid industrial parks. Ethiopia has pursued an aggressive state-led development model, building massive industrial parks that have made it a major hub for textile and garment manufacturing. African Union HQ. As the host of the AU, Addis Ababa is the political center of Africa, giving Ethiopia immense diplomatic influence and a central role in continental affairs. Its strategic position in the Horn of Africa, coupled with ambitious projects like the Grand Renaissance Dam, aims to turn the country into the region's powerhouse, literally. It also fields one of Africa's largest and most battle-hardened militaries, a key factor in its regional power projection. Its GDP is about $180 billion, but its PPP is a staggering $490 billion, reflecting the massive scale of its domestic economy. Internal conflicts and ethnic tensions remain a major challenge, but if it can achieve stability, Ethiopia's potential is boundless. At number 4, we have the Kingdom of Morocco. The capital is Rabat. Morocco has crafted a unique identity as a stable, business-friendly gateway connecting Africa to Europe, powered by sophisticated industries and massive infrastructure investment. Manufacturing beast. Morocco has become an industrial powerhouse, leveraging its stability and proximity to Europe to build world-class sectors. Autos. It's Africa's largest car manufacturer, exporting more cars than any other country on the continent. Aerospace. A growing aerospace sector supplies major global players like Boeing and Airbus, showcasing its high-tech capabilities. It's also a global leader in renewable energy, with world-class projects like the Noor Solar Complex aiming to make it a green energy exporter. Stable governance and modern cities, connected by Africa's first high-speed train, make it a magnet for tourism and investment. Its soft power and economic diplomacy across West Africa are also significant. With a GDP around $160 billion and a PPP of over $400 billion, Morocco punches well above its weight. The unresolved Western Sahara issue remains a diplomatic challenge, but its economic model is one of Africa's most impressive. Entering our top 3 is the giant of Africa, Nigeria. The capital is Abuja. With a population of over 220 million people, Nigeria's power is one of sheer scale. It is a continental force whose potential is simply staggering. Africa's largest economy by GDP. By this primary measure, Nigeria stands alone. Its economy is a behemoth, though heavily reliant on one key resource: oil giant. As Africa's largest oil producer, crude exports have long bankrolled the nation, but the real excitement is happening elsewhere. A surging tech scene in Lagos has turned the city into one of the world's most dynamic startup capitals, birthing unicorns and attracting billions in investment. A massive domestic market means that any company that succeeds in Nigeria has access to an unparalleled consumer base. Its cultural influence, through Nollywood and Afrobeats, is also a form of soft power that reaches every corner of the globe. However, Nigeria faces immense challenges. A severe infrastructure deficit, endemic corruption, and complex security issues in multiple regions consistently hold it back from reaching its full potential, but the upside is simply too huge to ignore. With a nominal GDP of roughly $500 billion and a PPP of over $1.3 trillion, its economic gravity is immense. If Nigeria can get its governance and infrastructure right, it won't just be an African power, it will be a global one. Our runner-up at number 2 is South Africa, with capitals in Pretoria, Cape Town, and Bloemfontein. South Africa is, without a doubt, the most advanced and industrialized economy on the continent. Its power is rooted in its sophisticated infrastructure, deep financial markets, and diversified industry. It is highly industrialized, with Africa's top financial hub in Johannesburg serving as the nerve center for investment across the continent. Advanced transport. Its road, rail, and port infrastructure is unparalleled in sub-Saharan Africa, making it a critical hub for regional and global trade. Energy. It has the continent's largest power generation capacity, though it currently faces a severe energy crisis. Its deep and liquid capital markets, strong rule of law, and world-class companies in mining, finance, and telecommunications make it a continental anchor. However, the nation is battling severe challenges, including the aforementioned energy crisis, sky-high unemployment, and deep-seated inequality. With a GDP of about $430 billion and a PPP close to $1 trillion, its economic sophistication is unmatched. If South Africa can overcome its structural problems, its position as a leading African power will be solidified for decades to come. And at number 1, the most powerful country in Africa for 2025 is Egypt. The capital is Cairo. Egypt's power is a formidable blend of ancient history and modern ambition. It combines a massive, fast-growing population, strategic geopolitical importance, a diversified economy, and the continent's most powerful military. The Suez Canal's cash flow provides a constant, massive stream of revenue and gives Egypt immense leverage over global maritime trade. A diversified industry, spanning from textiles and food processing to construction, and a rapidly growing natural gas sector, makes its economy resilient. Tourism, drawing on its unparalleled historical treasures, remains a pillar of the economy, and critically, it possesses what is widely considered the strongest and most professional military in Africa, a key tool of state power and regional influence in the Middle East and North Africa. The country is undertaking massive infrastructure projects, from building entirely new cities to constructing a high-speed rail network, signaling its bold ambitions for the future. With a nominal GDP around $475 billion and a staggering purchasing power parity of over $1.8 trillion, Egypt's economic scale is monumental. While it faces challenges with inflation and debt, its combination of military, economic, and geopolitical strength makes it the undisputed number 1 power in Africa for 2025. Of course, this list isn't static. We have to give a special mention to Senegal, a rising star in West Africa, with newfound energy wealth and stable governance, and another special mention to Rwanda, which continues to punch far above its weight as a model for governance and a burgeoning tech hub, and a final special mention to Tanzania, a sleeping giant whose rapid infrastructure investments and economic reforms are positioning it for a major leap. Now, a quick reality check. These rankings are dynamic. They can and will shift based on economic reforms, volatile commodity prices, and the ever-changing currents of global markets. A policy change in one country or a discovery in another can redraw this map. But for now, these are the 10 nations that are undeniably setting the pace, defining the continent's trajectory through their economic growth, political stability, and expanding regional influence. Now it's your turn. If you live in one of these nations, or one you think should be on the list, drop your city and country in the comments. Let us know what we got right and what we missed. And if I missed your pick for the top 10, make your case. Convince me in the comments with stats, projects, and receipts. Why does your country deserve a spot? I'll read through and pin the best, most well-argued breakdown. And mark your calendars, because in 1 year, I'll revisit this list. We'll see who rose, who fell, and who shocked everyone with their progress. Africa's next big leap might be closer than you think.